What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another fun video. Guys, I've got some buffalo nickels here. Now these buffalo nickels are completely wiped. They don't have a date. So what we're going to be doing today, this is actually the first time I've ever done this. We're going to be using Nicodate. This is a product that you can buy online, and it restores the dates on buffalo nickels that have no date. So basically what it does, you put a little droplet of this on the date, and it's an acid, and it eats away the soft metal and reveals the date. So we're going to go ahead and do this and see if we can maybe find a rare date. Now I picked 5 nickels that are in pretty bad condition, so to try this on for the first time, because I've never done it before. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to go ahead and put a little droplet on our first one. And it says, apply 1 drop to date area of coin. When date becomes visible, wash coin in water. Repeat process if necessary. So let's go ahead and put our first little droplet on our first coin. I'm going to be really careful. And I showed you the first one. Whoa, man, that's a big droplet. That is a large droplet, guys. So there's our first one. I'm going to put the cap on this. All right, now we'll just wait for that to kind of eat away. I can already see a little bit of the date coming through. I'm going to try and bring this over so you can see what I'm seeing. Oh, it looks like a 1920. Can you guys see that? I think you can see that. Let's go ahead and put this back down and zoom back out. There we go. So let's do this. I think since we can see it, let's go ahead and pick it up. We'll put it in the water. There we go. Let that sit there for a second. All right. Let's go ahead and pull it out and take a look. All right. So our first one, can we see? Now I can actually see it. That says 1920. It does say 1920. I think I should have left it on there a little bit longer. But I think 1920 is a fairly common date. Let me look that up real quick. It's 63 million. So it's a common date. I could do it a little bit longer, but we'll go ahead and move on to our next one. And let's show our next one. Actually, by the time we get to this one, guys, this one has a mint mark. So maybe we'll get something super nice. But this one happens to be a Philadelphia. There's no mint mark. And as you can see, the date is completely gone. Let's go ahead and do it again. This time we'll let it sit a little bit longer and see if we can elicit a better result here. I'm going to try and do a smaller droplet this time if I can. There we go. It's a little bit smaller. All right, let's try that. And we'll let it sit there for a minute. I kind of feel like you should have a toothpick handy just to kind of help move it around a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and let that sit for a second. I'm not seeing anything yet. Let me know if you guys see anything. I'll move it around a little bit. You know what? While that one's doing, let's do that next one right next to it. That way we can do 2 at a time. All right, let's go ahead and get that one going. All right, here we go. Ooh, another fairly big drop there. All right. This doesn't take very much, guys. Wow, that one's really turning dark. It's really turning dark. Oh, I think I see a date on that one already. Could be wrong. Looks like something's trying to come through. Let's go ahead and wash this one off and see what happens here. We'll let that one keep going. We'll let it work its magic a little bit. See if I can pick this up. There we go. Drop it in the water. Let that rinse off. See if we got anything here. Like I said, this is my first time, so I don't know what to expect yet. And that is, oh my gosh. That one I don't see much anything coming through. So I may not have put enough on there. Let's go ahead and check this one out and see if this is doing any better. I don't know. What do you guys see? Do you see anything? Not seeing much. We might have to wait a little bit longer. Let's dip it. Let's find out. We'll dip it real quick. I don't want to get it everywhere. There we go. Okay, we'll let it sit for a second. Wash that off. Probably need a little bit more water for next time. Now somebody told me to use a syringe. I think that's a great idea. I would have probably never thought of that. Oh, I think I actually see a date on this one. Let's zoom in a little closer. Guys, I think that might be a 1919. What do you think? That looks like a 1919 to me. I think I could have let it go a little bit longer, but that's definitely a 1919 Philadelphia. So let's go ahead and set that right there. We'll set that down. Let me zoom out, put the camera back down. We'll get another one going and we'll look up the mintage on the 1919. Let's go ahead and get these two going here. We'll do these at the same time because this video is already at about 7 minutes and I don't want it to be much longer than 10. So let's go ahead. Put a nice big drop on there. It seems like the big drop really worked a little bit better. So there we go, nice heaping drop there. And another one on that. All right, let's let that sit for a second. And I will look up the 1919. The 1919 is actually a common year at about 60 million. So about 60 million on that. This is kind of fun. This is a lot of fun, guys. And I've got a bunch of dates or a bunch of buffaloes over here that have mint marks. So these could be really rare. The S mint marks, there's a lot of rare ones in the S mint marks. I believe some in the Ds as well, like the 1914D. You got like I think the 21S is fairly low mint. The 1915S, there's a bunch of different ones. But we got all sorts of possible good coins over here. Look at that, there's another mint mark right there. I tried to save the good ones for another video when I got a little bit better at this. All right, let's go ahead and take a look. Let's take a look here and see what kind of results we're getting. This is fun. This is something really fun that you could do with your kids, just with friends or people that, you know, just like to do coins. All right, so not seeing much yet. We'll give it a few more seconds on there. But these were the really toasty buffaloes that I had. And like I said, I wanted to try it on some coins that weren't quite as nice. I just thought it'd be a better, oh, see, look, I think we're starting to get something right there. Let me zoom in. I'm starting to see a date come through. And it looks like it might be 1915 possibly. Does that look like a 1915 to you guys? Very possible 1915. Let's zoom it back out a little bit. Let's see this one again. That one I'm not seeing much yet. But let's try this one, guys. I think this one's gonna be a 1915. I may just let it sit there a couple more seconds. We'll let it sit a little bit more. All right, I can't wait any longer. I want to see what it is. So let's go ahead and pick this up. Let me zoom out. There we go. And let's stick it in some water. All right. That'll give the other one time to keep eating away at it. All right. Wash it off a little bit. And I'll wash these off a little bit better. I'll have more water for next time. This was, like I said, this is my first time doing it. I'll tell you what, it's a lot of fun already. Okay, let's zoom in. Guys, I believe that's a 1915. It is. That's a 1915 Buffalo right there. That's an early one. Oh my gosh. It's a 1915D. I didn't realize, I forgot I had a mint mark on some of these. Guys, 1915D, that's 7,500,000. That's a fairly low mint year. That's really awesome. 1915D. Wow, if that had been the 14D, that would have been amazing. All right, let's look at our last one. This is going to be the last one for this video. Let me zoom back out. I think that's been sitting there plenty now. Let's go ahead and pick that up and put it in the water. Bloop. All right. Clean it off a bit. See what we came up with. Hopefully I got it. Hopefully I got it in the right spot. All right, here we go. Let's zoom in. Oh, I'm seeing possible 2. Oh, I think it's a 1924, guys. It's really hard to read. But that's going to be a 1924, I believe. 1924. Let me look at the backside. I can't remember if that was a Denver. So you can see why I did this one. I don't know if it's got a mint mark on the back. Let's go ahead and look up the 1924. I may have to put some on the back just to see if that's got a mint. But the 1924 is, let me see here, 1924, 21 million. 21 million on that one. So this is a lot of fun, guys. I was kind of skeptical about this at first, but then I thought, you know what, this would be really fun to do, I think. And I think you could really find some super oldies and some low mint years as well. We got a 1915D. That's pretty awesome. And we still have all of these right here for next time to find something super old. Hopefully we'll find a rare date in there. Who knows? Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe. We'll see you next time. And as always, happy hunting.